We use the All Trails app to find hikes all over the United States. It's a fantastic app that helps us understand how far the hikes are, how long the hikes are, how high the hikes are, and reviewers help tell us whether the hikes are any good. This hike, the Twin Creek Trail, happens to start here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. This is not the best starting point for this hike. The trail, which goes off that way, runs along a river, which is really nice, but you really can't see the river when you walk the trail. It's also terribly overgrown with poison ivy. We recommend actually going 1.5 miles up the road and starting at the Science and Nature Center. From that point, the trail is much wider, you can get to the river much easier, and there's lots of fun places to walk across the stones and play in the water. So, don't start here, go 1.5 miles up, start the Twin Creek Trail up there. This is the end of the first part of the Twin Creek Trail, and as you can see, it is pretty extensively overgrown with poison ivy and other poison oak. So it's just something we would recommend skipping at this point. It is summer 2020. Maybe because of COVID, the trail isn't walked a lot, where it's not as managed. And you can see if you have kids that are going to be walking through here and possibly brushing their feet or legs against any amount of grass or plants here, you're going to see that it just it's really tough to avoid. So in the forest, as you're walking along the trail, the tip to find poison ivy is always leaves of 3, let it be. Well, in the forest, you constantly come across things that have 3 leaves. There's 3 leaves. Here's 3 leaves, here's 3 leaves, here's 3 leaves. Which one is actually poison ivy? It's always very difficult to tell. Well, we thought we'd find some pictures. This here is poison ivy. And Aurora, you want to tell them why it's poison ivy?
Well, obviously because there are leaves of 3, but it's not trustworthy. So you can also see as the 2 jagged knots, or maybe even sometimes 1. So you better be careful if it has a notch too. The reason you should start here is because it's much wider and it's not as overgrown with poison ivy, and has fun crossings across the river.
So as we can see on this trail, it's much wider, not overgrown, and it allows for people to walk 2 by 2 or kids to be able to stroll from one side to the other and have much less chance of walking into something they shouldn't be touching.
here we are, 2 minutes from the Twin Creek Trail at Myatt Park, which is a nice place before or after your hike to hang out, have lunch, and have fun.